Well, those are our hottest players of week 5, and not everyone can be winners around here. Someone has to be a loser, and that's when they go inside of our dog house. All right, Drew, dog house for week 5. Do you want to go first? You want me to go?
You could go.
All right. I think this one has to be pretty evident. He's probably should be in the doghouse for a multitude of reasons, not just his play on the field, but Deshaun Watson and the entire Cleveland Browns organization need to go inside of the doghouse, not just for week 5, but for the entire season and last season and the season before that. I think Watson just stinks at football. At the end of the day, you don't even have to go into any further depth than that. You could just say he stinks at football, and everyone's like, oh, yeah, no, absolutely. His throws are inaccurate. He ran into the pressure half the time on all of his throws. He made terrible decisions with the football. He ended the game with a QBR of 8.5. No, wait, hold on. That's not his worst performance for the season. 7.6 was his worst in a week 1 loss against the Cowboys. That's two single-digit QBRs for this year.
Listen, he is a NFL record holder now.
Okay.
Do you know what the record is?
No, I want to know.
He just set the NFL record for the least amount of yards thrown per completion through the first 5 games of an NFL season.
See,
that's history, dog.
Yeah. Yeah, build him a statue, okay?
Did you see the play where the Browns were all on the field on 4th down and Stefanski was trying to call in a play and he just walked off the field?
Yeah, he just walked off.
He's like, nah, not today. My toe hurts. I got to go.
He's done. He has
cramps. Listen, I got to take my phone over to the side of the beam. I got to take my phone over to the sideline here and I got to deposit my check that I just got, the 1.9 million a game you're paying me. That way the funds will clear by after the game so I can go see. Oh, almost got canceled.
Yeah, you stop there. Quick question from the YouTube chat. Stash Kendre Miller, running back for the Saints. He's been hurt in and out. From what I hear, when it comes to the Saints and those running backs, they don't like him very much, and he's not liked out there for Dennis Allen. That's not a guy I would go with because he's kind of getting close to that chopping block. He's super developmental. I wouldn't mess with him too much. I don't think he's worth a stash. That's me personally. Getting back to the doghouse, though, and getting back to Deshaun Watson, his best QBR through 5 games this season is 37.1. To put that in perspective, Gardner Minshew just got benched.
Hey, how come you didn't ask for my feedback on the fantasy football idea?
Oh, no, go ahead if you want to.
I don't have feedback on fantasy football. All I do is get fantasy football leagues canceled. So don't ask me about anything fantasy football related. I am undefeated in my league with my dad though. So that's cool. I didn't draft the team. I didn't show up for the draft because I had work and they drafted the team for me. And they drafted me Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, and Zach Moss, but I'm undefeated. So suck it.
There you go. So again, his QBR 37.1 is his best throughout the 5 games of this season. That's his best game. Gardner Minshew's worst game is still better than that, and he just got benched. And Deshaun has not been benched yet. And you have a guy like Jameis Winston backing you up. He can go 30 for 30 on the season, 30 picks, 30 touchdowns. But at least he'll get something going. Watson is averaging a minus 0.30 EPA per dropback after 5 weeks. That's the worst start to a season for any Browns quarterback since the turn of the century. Any Browns quarterback. If you know anything about the history of Browns quarterbacks, is they're not very good, and you can't name a lot of Browns quarterbacks. Browns, this is why they go inside the doghouse. They handed Watson a fully guaranteed $230 million contract 2 years ago. Now you're locked into that for 3 more seasons. It could get worse, it feels like, financially, because you can't cut him, because if you cut him, then you're out $172.9 million in cap space, and he's not going to take a pay cut, especially for a guy where if he looks at his horizons, he's going to say, I don't know if I'm going to be starting in the NFL. I'm probably never going to get a big contract ever again. I'm not going to go ahead and take a pay cut, because if they cut me, they still owe me all of that money because it's a fully guaranteed deal. He's not going to want to restructure. So again, Deshaun Watson for his play, and the Cleveland Browns for signing this dude and now being locked in for a couple more years. They go inside of my doghouse. Who goes in yours?
Staying on yours for a second.
Okay, go ahead.
Do you know what his cap hit the next 2 years is?
$72.9 million.
$73 million.
Dude, crazy. No, it's absolutely bonkers, bro.
And then you got Dan Orlovsky on TV saying that the Cleveland Browns is the worst situation in pro sports. And if you want to see a situation where the head coach has absolutely zero say on who's getting on the field, look at the Browns.
Yeah.
The head coach you would think would want to save his job at this point. Like Jameis Winston is a suitable backup.
Yeah.
Now, I'm okay to see the Browns continue to fail because someone told me they were going to make the playoffs over the Bills this year. So I'm super happy to see. What's up? Was that you? I forgot. I'm sorry.
I don't know.
So, who else is back there? Who you got in studio? Because just so you know, Justin Fields left the studio for me. Justin Fields is out there doing big things and almost stealing games away from the Cowboys. So, yeah. So my roof doghouse of the week is going to go to. Now, this may sound funny because I'm going to look up the stat. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, while we're waiting for Drew.
I'm sorry that I don't write everything down before the game that you do. All right. Yeah. The man that's going to my doghouse this week is currently second in the league in rushing yards, and that's going to be Jordan Mason because I don't care how many yards you have. I don't care. When you fumble the football, it doesn't matter what you've done that game. And when your fumble causes your team to lose to a division opponent that you're beating by 10, and I don't care that the kicker was hurt. I don't care about any of that.
Yeah.
You're stopped 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage and you stay up and you're battling for what? To get an extra half a yard, to get an extra yard? I don't know if you saw the play, but they run the ball to the left behind Trent Williams. He gets hit 3 yards behind that. And then he's fighting. And then he gets smacked in the face mask. And as the hand is dragged down his face mask, it knocks the ball loose, right? Probably should have been a penalty, but I don't play those games. Just, he's got 2 fumbles on the year, and it cost us a football game. So Jordan Mason goes into my doghouse. Now he's in there alone because Brandon Ayuk got his ass out. Yep. Brandon Ayuk showed out this week. So finally, which I'll be honest with you, I think has more to do with Kyle Shanahan not scheming anything around him as kind of a punishment for him than anything. But they put the scheme on him this week, which you could clearly see because Debo didn't do much. Juwan Jennings didn't do much scheme-wise. And, Jordan Mason's in the doghouse with Deshaun Watson, which that's not a place I'd want to be. Fitting that the Cleveland Browns are the dog pound and their quarterback's in the doghouse.
Yep, Deshaun Watson, Jordan Mason, and Diddy. All right. Moving on past our doghouse.